Hello, everybody. Welcome to StockBookie.com. Today, what a day on Wall Street. Here at StockBookie, these are the days we wait for, we live for. It's just up and down action and just scalping, just a spy, really. But just great trades, just easy, no stress. Get in, get out. Still have to use strict money management because days like today, they can tear your head off as well. But when you see the charts and see what they're doing and line everything up, trading's easy. Technical analysis, people, that's it. That's how you trade. So let's get right into the action here. Right out of the chute, SPY flushes, boom, 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 goes into our level down here, tries to make a little bid, probably grease. Greece is, ooh, was that true? Was it true? Then probably more grease, and then a little bit of a bullish pattern. That pattern sucks. Honestly, it's not even a bullish pattern. But if you had to pick one, I guess that's what you would pick. So it slingshots, boom, right back up, stops up in here, chops around. Now it's waiting on more news from Greece, basically. So I guess they're fixing it. And honestly, I really don't even know. I don't have CNBC on all day. I'll look once in a while on CNBC website, just if something's going nuts, I'll click over and say, okay, what's going on over here? And then, but that's when you start, for what we do, then we just stop trading, find the best levels, and then go from there. So today, right out of the chute, we took the VIX actually today, the VXX. We traded that one at 2043. Here, let me click over. We got in right here at 2043. We took half off at 2081, right when it hit the 20 MA here. We were like, no, that's it. That's going to be, we're lucky we got that. And then we took the last half at 2151. Usually we would here, because that's some good resistance, but we didn't. We held on. Going back to the SPY, well, actually here, we covered at 2151, so we covered on this candle here. Right about there. You couldn't ask for anything more. But then the best part was, let's go back to the SPY. So we're out of that trade at, I believe it was 1040. Yeah, 1040 in the morning. At least my time, Arizona. So I think it's still 1040 on here. So let's go to the SPY. Oops. On the 10-minute, because remember yesterday, I was talking about, these levels down in here. I was like, if this thing gets anywhere in here, we could possibly get a bounce. It might be one day or so, but anywhere in there, we could take this thing. And then, of course, gap fill, gap window, etc. We think it's still going down to here, 197, 198. Let's go back to the 10-minute. So remember those little pivots. So let's go back on the chart here. Look at this. Whoa, where are we here? Wow, look at those little pivots. That's on the intraday. Right in there. Anything that goes down in there, you got to think about taking this trade. And we did. So we got in right at 204.18. Not at the exact low. I don't want to take that out because that's going to show us part of the trade. But we got in right, I think, actually right about here. So almost at the low. We took half off at 204.40. We're starting to hit a little bit of resistance with these tails down here. So it's like, we might possibly get a little bit of pullback there. And then this thing just rocket shipped. We took the last half off at 204.91, which was right in this level here. Because when it started taking off, it was like, all right, patient, patient, patient. You have a fib level here at 82. It pierced that. And then the even number I was looking at as well, where you're going to have a little bit of resistance. It's trend line at 204.91. I was like, you know what? 204.91, we're out. That's it. That's where I'm taking it. So we're in here, out, and then out. Continued up, of course. Went to the 200 MA again, just like before. And I don't think that's where we took the trade short yet. We followed the 60-minute on these trades. We took the first one on the first hit of the 50 MA. It worked out if we would have got out, but we ended up stopping out for a loss on the second half, and then that whole trade was a loss basically, and I paid commissions. That was it. It was 1,000 shares, so it wasn't anything crazy. these part of the days when you're getting massive volume and a little bit of craziness, you lighten up the share size. You don't want to get beat. But the second trade, check this out. The second trade we took on this trend line, hit it. We took it, I believe, at 207.83, I think. Got some off, and then the last half we only got 4 cents because we tried to let a quarter position ride, and they just wouldn't let the markets go down. So that was it. So that was a SPY. A little bit of intraday action again on the daily. I think we're going to chop around here, waiting for patterns still. And this is setting up really nice though. If we get back up into here, you want to short it, use the all-time high as a stop out with confirmation. We shorted actually the SDS on 5/19 of 2015, the day off the high, which was excellent. And we traded it off this bar, telling us, hey, if it gets above that high, then we're just going to stop out and be done with the trade. Made a new high over here, never stopped us out, and voila. So now we're hovering over this 200 MA for the last week or so, and we're just waiting for pattern again. That's it, because we still think we're heading down here. Eventually we will get down there, I promise you. Let's go back into the Chinese trades that we were talking about yesterday. Baba, woo, what a day, what a day. So I was telling everybody it's going to fill this and possibly go lower, and did exactly what we thought it was going to do. It was excellent. Let's take this one out of here, though. Let's take that out. Now we have a new tail here. That's a possible bottoming tail on there. It is. But man, the Shanghai's been getting kicked lately. You have to keep an eye on that. If you want to get into this trade, you just got to wait for it. You want to get it right around in this area. And then again, you use the low, which is 76.21. It gets below that and confirms you need to step aside and let this one go lower. But for now, we could probably get a good, nice little bid. But again, I would wait to go long until it gets, somewhere down in here. Don't chase it up here. You're most likely going to get a little bit of a pullback maybe the next couple days on grease and stuff, and then maybe 5% position. Just keep the risk low, because there's not a lot of technicals. That's it. That's your last level right there. They're going to protect that. Let's go to SINA. It's telling SINA it's going to go lower. The big red bar here was talking to us. It was like, hey, hello. We like to see lower prices. Again, we were looking for the 200. If we flush out and hit this one tomorrow, we're taking it long. Small position, 5%, and 5-6% loss. I would have to look at this to really see where our stop out is. We might even have to go lighter on the share size. You know what? Even if I took 500 shares on this, really just went light, and if I got a couple buck bounce out of it, I'm out. I'll take the 2-3 grand and done. And you could get a $5-6 bounce on this one. So the risk reward is pretty good on this, but again, if we keep flushing, man, you got to protect yourself. So don't load the boat. Take a 5% position or less, and a couple $100 or a couple hundred shares, and then take it from there. BIDU. You have a tail here, not the best, showing a little bit of strength, but it's all based on grease. So yeah, man. So we're down in here. You got another gap, or that looks like it's filled. You got this pivot. You got these little pivots. You got that up there. So anywhere down in here, you can probably go long. But again, if this thing goes up, we'll be looking up probably in this area to go short again. If it went back to here, even better. But again, it's all technical analysis. That's how we trade here at Stockbookie. Technical analysis. Match it up with money management, strict money management. You want to take 10%, 5% positions of your total portfolio when you're trading equities. If you're trading options, go lower. Take a 1% position of your total portfolio. We don't trade options here unless we can't borrow the shares to short an equity, then we'll do a put option. But usually we can. Once in a while we can't. So that's BIDU. And that was pretty much it. Let's look at the SPY again. Daily, we're chopping around, nothing exciting other than the news every day and the up and down moves. But intraday action, phenomenal. But what have I been showing? Again, I'll go over it again. sell, 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 sell. This one too, up, sell. You know, this one again, right out of the gate, boom. But this pattern is starting to play out a little bit too much, so don't be looking for it too much anymore, unless you have a good reason to take a trade short, you know, like the 200 MA or a gap fill or something like that. Then yeah, you can mess around with it. But again, if you're messing around with it, then take a smaller share size. Protect yourself. If this thing goes up, know where you're going to get the heck out. So when we take swing trades and we take intraday trades, we know where our entry points are going to be, just like this trade. We were waiting down here. Come on, come on. If this level down here, even better. Waiting patiently, boom, boom, took the rest off, done. That's what we do. We find reasons to take a trade, we get our money, and we say thank you very much. We'll trade you again sometime soon. So that's it. You know, intraday. Oh man, love this. And come on, look at this again. 200, 200 up there. And this, you know, you got a little support here. Ah, Greece, Greece. Watch out for that. Still a little bit interesting. Go lighter on the share size. Trade technical analysis. And basically, you're letting the charts tell you what to do next. And you get the guessing out of there, stress-free. This was great. I knew if it got a little bit lower, I'm out. That's it. Never did. And you know what? They never could take our money. We got out, and if it turned around and came back, we would have been already out. So, like I say, hashtag take the money and run. I'm not kidding about that. Take it and get out of the trade. Thanks for watching the videos, guys. I hope this helps somebody looking at this and says, hey, technical analysis, that looks like that stuff really works. But again, we're lining up a bunch of reasons. This is only a couple of them on these charts. I'm not going to show everything. I'm not going to show, it's like poker. I'm not going to show my hand on this stuff. So we've developed these techniques. You know, it's taken us a while to really line stuff like this up and have the guts to take a trade out there. You know, based on what you're seeing. You know, like today, you know, this thing's shooting up and we're trying to short this thing. And honestly, these trades just got to get in and out. I'm trying to be kind of cute, taking half off, this and that. The first one didn't work out. The second one up in this area, it worked out. But the last quarter position, because we're trying to do a quarter and let it run. And of course, when you don't let it run, or when you do let it run, it goes the wrong way on you. If I would have covered or sold it, then it would have went the other way, you know. You know how it goes as a trader. Anyways, like I said, thanks for watching. Hopefully these videos are helping you guys. And God bless. See you on the charts.